Even they're on no kind of war, politics, nothing like that. They're just there protesting, you know, to make a stand for Black Lives Matter. And it's like they're the ones getting in trouble now. So do you think maybe the image might be changing a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. It has to, though, innit? When you got the whole world screaming the same thing, it's got to. Do you see what I mean?
But how do we further?
But that doesn't mean they're going to make a change for us, though.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? We've still got to do that ourselves, I believe. Do you see what I mean? But for it to be put in the public with the media and stuff, I think it all depends on who represents us when it comes to this media thing.
But when you say, like, because this is why I asked the question,
that's
like,
true.
What kind of changes do you think need to happen for it to have a bigger impact than what's been had already?
Probably not to worry about it so much. I'm just being honest.
Why'd you say that?
That makes sense. Because we just got bigger things to worry about, I believe, than what's in the media. Because the media is always going to be the media. That's their job. That's how they make money. They're never going to... One day they're going to agree with us. The next day they're going to disagree with us. You see what I mean? They're only agreeing with us now because you got too much people outside of the media talking about it. So the media's got to be more positive when they're talking about it, when it comes towards us. You see what I mean? But I think if we keep saying, "Oh, we want more stuff in the media and this and that," we're worried about the wrong things in a way.
Not necessarily more stuff in the media, just in the sense of, like, because obviously on the previous show it was discussed about, you know, obviously these things are place, but you know, people are still losing their lives at the same time, you know, and then it's like, as much as something positives happen, there's still always this kind of dark cloud, you know, surrounding the positive. Do you know, like that?
Yeah.
So, I don't. Like,
but even that, you say people's dying. It's like any black person who's got a child from probably could be as young as 14 now, up to the age of 22. When that child leaves their house, they're not worrying about the racist guys. When it comes to their child being harmed, they're worrying about our own community harming their kids.
Yeah.
Not these racist guys. None of us are telling our kids when they leave the house to worry about any of these racist people these days. It's all about being careful, watch where you go, because of this post-Cold War. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's what I think we need to concentrate on more.
Yeah,
because the media's always gonna portray that as the worst thing ever. Do you see what I'm saying? When it comes to the black community, the amount of killings that happen, and it is bad. We can't deny that. Keep worrying about the racist people and the way they look at us for this and the way they look at us. It's not helping us.
Yeah, I was gonna say
we just got to.
Yeah. I was gonna say I like the way you're so optimistic, and I think that is definitely a key. Like, who was it that said it the other day? It was Fire. He said, you know, he feels like he's got inner peace. You know, I think now these things are definitely our key. That's why I'm asking the question, because I want to get your perspective as much.
Yeah, and that all leads down to Rastafarism, you know, because he relates to that a lot. Fireman, you see what I mean? Because that's one thing with Rastas. Like I said, when you go in the hills, you chill with the real Rastas. That's one of the main things I shouldn't have missed with them. Like they're in touch with inner peace on a different level to us. Do you see what I'm saying? And like he said, if we could all probably find that, it would probably be a better place. But inner peace that's a massive thing when you try to put it together in solving problems in the community.
Yeah.
Because it's like we were talking about the different feuds of these on the streets. All that relates back to inner peace.
Yeah.
You're asking someone to find that inner peace to forgive that person.
I like what Muslim said as well, because what did he say? He said, I believe our biggest barrier is our need to want more than we've already got. We should sit back and take in the things we take for granted. And I think that, I'll be honest, that I don't know what he directly means by that, but what I'm kind of taking from it then, because he's not here to speak for himself, sorry, is that in a sense of how can I explain this now? Like, it's like, for instance, all of these kids that want to be rappers and want to be film stars or whatever, you know, they want to be models. They just want to be looked at, you know, like that. And that's what's important to them, you know, so they get sucked in.
It's funny you say that, because it's like they're not even thinking about the money at first. They're just thinking about, it's like people think about the likes first now before the money, bro.
Yeah, but most importantly, they get sucked into a certain lifestyle and forget where they came from. Forget what they was even about. And then if you talk to them into a certain regard and, you know, explain that to them, they're going to say, but that's not what I'm about. This is what I'm about. But hold on, you come from somewhere, unless you don't come from nowhere. You feel where I'm coming from? Because like you said, a lot of that stuff we was talking about just now with the inner peace and, you know, how, you know, you being so positive can actually have a positive influence on the whole outlook anyway. Yeah. Like, that's because you come from somewhere, you know these things. You learn that from somewhere, and there's a way of life that you come from. But now it's like we've drifted so far from our way of life, we've become something else, and we think that that's us, and that's confusing.
At the same time, it's got worse on the streets, though, Shiv. This is what you got to understand as well. You see what I'm saying? Like, social media changed the whole street game as well. Because I used to think, I personally myself, I don't like this drill music, some of it. I can't stand it. But it's only when I sat down with my son and he was explaining to me like some of this lingo in it. Some of these youths should be banned from what they're chatting about, in my case. Because when you see these people saying that they're glamorizing this, they're glamorizing that, they bloody are, bro. Man are talking about smoke. When man saying, if man says I smoke spliff and shift in a spliff, that means that man killed you. My son told me a song the other day where the guy said about 7 names, one after another. And I'm saying, so what? They hurt or they've killed that amount of guys. And this is how they celebrate.
It's a mad.
You see what I mean? This is our community, bro.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the same time, you got people that will turn around and say, oh, parents need to get tougher. Parents need to get tougher. Could you imagine if he's a single mum with some of these boys to handle?
Yeah.
Yo, fire, man.
You got fire.
See what I'm saying? Could you imagine if he's a single mum with some of these youths? You got to handle some of these youths.
Yeah.
These youths don't respect their mum. But if they don't respect their mum, they don't respect no one. And that's what we got to kind of try to help, because the future has got to be the goal for us.
But then,
you see what I'm saying? I was sitting down and worrying about what happened 20 years ago, because even the other day I was sitting there, right, and I'm saying, all right, what happened to Jules is terrible, yeah? But, bruv, they've only convicted one guy for Stephen Lawrence, or 2 guys. Why are we not still making up a noise for that?
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? And this is on our side of the water.